In today's video, I'm going to be discussing some good news for Social Security beneficiaries and what the Commissioner of Social Security just said. That's the focus of this video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Now, first off, I want to share with you some really good news out of the Social Security Commissioner and what this means for beneficiaries going forward. Now, first off, let me share with you the really good news, which is the changes that they want to implement do not need to go through Congress. I don't know about you, but I think that's actually pretty good news because here's the thing. If it actually had to go through Congress, we all know better. It would take forever if it ever happened in the first place. But the commissioner indicated that they do not need to go through Congress and that Social Security has the authority to implement these changes on their own. I don't know, that sounds really good to me, but let's get into it and talk about the changes that the commissioner wants to implement soon. Within the next couple days here, we should be getting some answers out of the commissioner and how soon they're going to be implementing these changes for beneficiaries. I don't know, sounds pretty good in my opinion. Let's talk through the details. However, really fast before we do, if you have not done so yet, make sure to do yourself a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so. I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching the headlines, doing all the research, advocating on your behalf, doing anything I possibly can right now. I know it's a rough time out there. The last couple of years have been totally rough for a lot of people financially. It's a bad time out there, especially for fixed income beneficiaries. I see your comments. I see your stories. I hear you down below in the comment section. I see it. It's a rough time out there. I'm here for you no matter what. We've got to stick together right now, and I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate literally every one of you here in this community. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's talk to the details. All right, so just the other day, the Social Security Commissioner O'Malley was out in an interview. Now, I want to bring this to your attention because remember I've talked about this over the last, 6 months, maybe a year or so. I've been talking about this, and there's been a variety of interviews, a variety of reports, and different things coming out about this, and it's a big issue right now, and this is exactly the interview that Commissioner O'Malley was talking about, okay? So let me bring this to your attention. Now, remember the $23+ billion that Social Security is trying to claw back from beneficiaries right now? Well, if you haven't heard me talk about that, it's all over the place, okay? But here's the problem. Millions of beneficiaries, about 2 million beneficiaries, mostly SSDI and SSI beneficiaries, not all inclusive, but mostly those beneficiaries. About 2 million beneficiaries are getting letters every year from Social Security. You open up the letter and it says, hey, I'm sorry, but we've overpaid you by X dollars. A lot of times it's thousands upon thousands of dollars. We've overpaid you for X period amount of time, and you owe us this amount of money. Oh, by the way, in 30 days. Yeah, it's not a good situation, okay? These are the overpayment letters we've talked about. Well, as of right now, Social Security has on their books about $23 billion in overpayments. That's a ton of money, and they're trying to get this back from beneficiaries. Well, guess what? Somebody opened up the can of worms on this thing about 6 or 8 months ago or so, something like that, and the reports have been coming in, and a lot of beneficiaries have been highlighted as a result of this. I've been reading tons and tons of stories about this, and this has got a ton of press as a result, okay? There's been a lot of hearings from Social Security in front of lawmakers. There's been testimony on this. There's been reports, all kinds of things about this, and it's not a good situation. However, the best thing that has come out of this reporting is that now Social Security is taking action on this right now, okay? So this is exactly what the interview was with O'Malley just the other day. And again, I want to bring this to your attention. So here's the thing. Remember, lawmakers had Social Security testifying, a couple months ago. There's been all kinds of talk about this, and they continue to say, as in lawmakers are saying, why is this happening? Why is this still happening? When you have somebody with a disability, SSDI or SSI beneficiaries, seniors, people that are relying on these monthly benefits, why are we going after them for thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in some instances, and requiring this to be paid back? People are becoming homeless as a result of this, which, by the way, more on that in just a second here. I just got done reading a story about somebody in Savannah, Georgia, who got a massive overpayment letter, and she's homeless. Yeah, that's sad, okay? That's just straight up sad right there. Somebody's homeless as a result of this. And this is happening all across the country. A lot of people are experiencing this. But the Commissioner of Social Security said in the next couple of days here, he has some plans. He has some ideas. He has some plans, which, by the way, again, going back to my favorite point of this is it doesn't have to go through Congress. They have the authority to do this on their own. Okay, so in the coming days here, he's going to be coming forward with this plan, okay? So this is a few different options that he has. Potentially implementing a statute of limitations and even capping the amount that they can get back from beneficiaries in the amount of overpayment at only 10%. Now, don't get me wrong. That could still be a lot of money in some instances. is for some beneficiaries. For example, if somebody's overpaid by $10,000, a $1,000 payment would still be required at 10%. So again, that's still a lot of money, but again, it's still not $10,000 of overpayment, right? So again, those are a couple of the ideas. Now, they've also discussed seizing the operations of trying to claw back that money that has been overpaid years and years ago, which would be honestly really nice for a lot of beneficiaries, because a lot of people out there are sitting on thousands upon thousands of dollars that they technically owe Social Security in the form of back payments, and maybe those back payments are even still being taken or reduced out of their payments right now, as in your benefit checks. That's a scary situation, right? So anyway, there's a bunch of different ideas here, and I'm very excited to see what Commissioner O'Malley comes up with and what he introduces here in a matter of just days here, so we can see exactly the trajectory and what the plan is going forward with all of these overpayments. $23 billion, again, that is currently outstanding. Now, I just got done reading some more articles on this, and I was reading about one person in particular in Savannah, Georgia. She received an overpayment letter of $58,000. That's nuts. How many of us want to get that letter? Not me. I'm sorry. I do not want to receive that letter. I don't think you do either. But it's basically a letter saying, hey, we overpaid you by 58 grand. So unfortunately for this person, she became homeless as a result of that. Okay, scary situation. So according to the article that I was reading, now apparently she's getting about $661, which again, she even stated, I'm sorry, but that's not going to get me housing. Okay, $661 is like barely enough to put food on the table. Things like that on a monthly basis, right? So that's one person. In the same article, there was another guy, I think he was in Philadelphia maybe, but he got an overpayment letter of $9,000. He gets about $1,200 a month from disability benefits, and he's saying, hey, I can't cut you a check for $9 grand. I don't have $9,000, right? Well, then they basically were going to say, we're going to cut your benefit by, I think it was like $261 or something like that a month. And he's basically like, well, that's going to drive me out of my housing. So again, a bad situation. This is really, really tough for a lot of people. And again, lawmakers are on the side of this. They're saying, hey, we've got to figure this out. We need a solution sooner than later. This is not sustainable. We cannot continue to send these letters out to beneficiaries demanding thousands upon thousands of dollars back in a very short period of time, and then also cutting their benefits or reducing to reclaim that money. It's not a good solution. So what's really nice about this is that lawmakers are actively working with the Social Security Administration to come up with a solution on this. And we can clearly see here as well, the Commissioner of Social Security, O'Malley, is also actively working for a solution on this. Not bad. I like it, right? This is uprooting the livelihoods of a lot of beneficiaries, and it's not good. I mean, seriously, here's the thing. I've been seeing a bunch of reports on this, and I've talked about it a few times here over the last several months, and it's a really sad situation. A lot of people are having their whole livelihoods turned upside down in a major way because of these letters. Not a good situation, right? So they got to figure something out about this. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody's overpaid, I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but to go back and ask them to repay thousands of dollars for years of overpayment for no fault of their own, I don't know. Something about that seems really weird, right? I don't know. Think of it this way. Here's another analogy. Let's just say that you're working, okay? So at some point in your life, you've probably had some kind of full-time job, something like that. What if your employer came back to you, say, 3 or 4 years later and said, hey, I'm sorry. I've overpaid you by, $5 an hour for the last 4 years, and you owe me 25 grand. I don't know about you, but I'd say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not paying you, but see you later. I'm not talking to you again. You know what I mean? I would not pay that guy, right? Because why? I'm sorry, it's your fault. You overpaid me. You should have looked at your books a little better. That's not my fault. It's not my fault you overpaid me, right? So I guess when it comes down to the employer standpoint, I guess that's my opinion on that one, is I'd be like, well, sorry, enjoy your life. See you later. Not, you know what I mean? So kind of the same situation here with Social Security as well. Is if it's not the fault of the beneficiary, no fault of their own, why are they getting stuck with this massive bill? And again, this is exactly why lawmakers are also on the side of this. So I'll have to see what happens here, but it's so nice to see that Commissioner O'Malley is working on this actively. So hats off to him. I mean, seriously, this is really good. This is going to be a very nice thing for a lot of beneficiaries who've been served these letters and, sitting in a scary situation right now. About 2 million people a year. So anyway, want to bring this to your attention really quickly. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, stick that down below in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm going to continue watching this one very closely. I'm very anxious to see what he has to bring to the table here and how he's going to address this, but he's working on it. That's great. Great news for a lot of people. I know some of you here in the community have received these letters. Scary, right? So anyway, hold tight here. I'll keep you informed as I get more information on this. Again, if you have not done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends, have my social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, or those that you see on your screen now. Enjoy your day. Take care. Watch those videos, and I'll catch you again later.